Hey, Rivi, you want to be on my vlog?
No.
Why not? You want to be on my vlog? What do you want? That's it? You're not going to give me nothing? What's your name?
Bleh.
Good job. So I have dropped River off at daycare. I've gone through my morning routine, which consists of working out and journaling, and it's about almost 10:30 now. So I'm gonna try and get some work done before lunchtime. I had a realization last night that I may not be able to do 2 launches before the end of this year. So if you watched my last video, I said that the next 6 months are going to be like really busy because I am opening up applications to the Purpose to Service Academy, and also launching or relaunching my book. But I was in bed last night thinking about the timeline, and between opening up applications for the academy and releasing the book, there's only about a month time frame, which would make me feel like I am rushing the book launch, and I really don't want to do that. Like, I have poured a lot into this book, so I don't want to rush the launch. And I don't know if I've ever said this before. I've talked about it with like my mastermind buddies, but I know for a fact that I am a great coach. I know that coaching is what I'm supposed to be doing in this season right now. But if I think about my long-term goals, as far as like, okay, what am I doing 10 years from now? What will I be doing when I'm 50, 60? I know deep in my heart that writing is going to be like my main thing. Now that doesn't say that I don't, take coaching seriously or anything about like that. Like I still am very, very passionate about coaching, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. But I just know that writing is what I'm called to do, if that makes sense. So I don't want to rush this book launch. So it's a big decision that I have to figure out to make, like what exactly am I going to do. But I'm going to print out some calendar pages and just write down like everything that I need to do. Like, I need to be able to visually see it, and I'm going to pray about it. I always pray about it first, and then I'm going to make a decision. I wrote a post a while ago on Instagram about normalizing not wanting to be a CEO. And I know that's weird coming from someone who is a full-time entrepreneur, but I hate making decisions. It's not that I can't make a decision, it's just that I'm so freaking indecisive. So like I think way too deep into it. I do pros and cons, and I write lists, and I go above and beyond just to make what feels like should be a simple decision. And it really does bring up a lot of anxiety for me. So I hate decision making, to say the least. So I am going to take some time to like put everything on a calendar to figure that out, because how I want to launch the book is going to take time. It's going to take effort, and I don't want to rush that, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing for the first little part of today. Later on this evening, or this afternoon, I don't have evenings. Later on this afternoon, I'm going to be probably working on our new community site, which I will share more about that later. Yeah. So I lied. I was going to map out my calendar for the next few months, but I forgot that my email inbox has like over 130 emails in it, and I haven't checked my email in like a week. So I'm going to do that first, and then later on this afternoon, after I come back from lunch, that's when I will try to tackle the calendar part. I put a lot of boundaries around my email because I used to be one of those people who check their email like 12 times a day, and that was one of many reasons that led me to burnout a few years ago. So I have become so like detached from checking my email that I can literally go a week. I have a separate email for clients, so don't worry, I'm not one of those coaches who is just like negligent. But like the email where like newsletters go to, and like, you know, I don't want to say important, just non-urgent inquiries. We'll say that, non-urgent inquiries. They go to this email. So I'm going to clear through that, and then I'm going to go get some lunch with my boo, and we're actually going to go grocery shopping. It's a lot easier to grocery shop when a toddler is not involved. So we're going to do that, and then I will jump back into my day afterwards. So now that I'm back from lunch, running errands, doing those things, I'm going to print out some like monthly calendar pages so that I can just map out and figure out how these launches are going to work, and try to come to a decision of if I am going to do both launches before the end of the year. I can do this digitally, but my brain works better with pen to paper. So I'm going to print off some actual monthly calendar sheets, put down some like solid dates, see how many weeks we are actually working with. Like I said in the last video, I want to take off in December. So we're gonna see how that works. If I don't do the launch for the book in November like I originally planned, then that means I either need to figure out something else to do for Black Friday, or I don't need to do anything at all, which is also fine too, because hopefully the launch of the community will go really well, or my program will go really well, and I won't necessarily need anything for Black Friday time frame. But it's still nice to have something for the holidays that I can offer people, and I'm learning that coming from my like e-com background. So we will see what this process entails. I wrote down on my little calendars here. I started out with writing down all of the dates where I have to have them blocked off. So like anytime I'm going on vacation, any holidays, things like that, I mark down. And I didn't realize that there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 times where I am going out of town between now and the end of October. So that cuts down my amount of time that I would have to work on like writing and launch things as well. And I didn't realize that until I actually like sat here and wrote it. But I also realized too that I had the original launch date for the community was going to be on September 22nd. But the next day I'm literally like flying to New Orleans. So I don't think it's going to be smart to launch the day before I have to go out of town. So I am considering I don't know. Because if I push back the launch to the first week of October. At the end of that week, I have a mastermind retreat in Florida that I'm going to. And then I could do it that next week, but the week after that, I'm also going to Florida, or I'm going back to Florida for a trip with me and my husband. So I don't know, y'all. I'm thinking I'm going to have to push back the launch for the community to the week of October 11th, which is almost 3 weeks from what I originally planned. On the bright side, I have more time to prep and I have more time to do things, which is good. I didn't want to move it up because that will literally just give me a month to prepare, and I have way too much to do before that. But pushing it back also means that I probably won't be able to launch the book this year. So I'm thinking maybe, because I haven't even gotten the book edited yet, I haven't, of course, been able to write edits. I would still have to put together the marketing strategy for the book. I would still have to do like the landing page for the book, get the book designed, all of that. Like, a lot goes into launching a book, and not just, hey, take my words. And like I said before, I don't want to rush this process because this is something that I really want to be able to take my time with. So I'm still going to pray about it. I'm still going to see what God says. But yeah, I don't think the book launch is going to happen this year. So I'm thinking maybe it'll be a Q1 thing. It'll give me enough time. I can spend a lot of time in November and December prepping for it, getting people on the wait list. I have a big event idea that I'm thinking about doing online for the book as well. So I'm thinking maybe January. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to pray about it, and I'm going to see what God leads me to do. I do try to pray through a lot of the decisions I make in my business. Do I always listen? No, but we're working on getting there. So I'm going to just pray about it and see. I feel almost guilty, and I know I shouldn't feel this way because I know writing is like what I'm called to do, and I hate feeling like writing is being put on the back burner almost, but I'm trying not to look at it that way. I'm trying not to look at it as me just pushing it to the side or letting this community launch take over. I'm just trying to look at it as it's just not the right time just yet. And like I said, I don't want to rush it. I haven't even found a book editor yet who can do what I want. So, not to mention, book editing is very expensive. I did not realize that. So, maybe I can use this launch to put towards, my future book editor. So, which makes me want to go even harder for this launch so that I can have the full launch experience that I want with this book when it is time. So we will see, you guys. We will see what comes of this. But in the meantime, I do have a content theme or topic that I want to talk about for August. I'm going to sit here and think about some other things that I can do in September to really prep and get people excited for the launch. These vlogs are one of those things. But yeah, we will see what comes of all of this writing. So it's Friday. Fridays are normally my CEO days. Meaning I usually work just half a day, and I spend most of that day going through my CEO tasks. So I do things like go over my finances, pay myself, wrap over any leftover to-dos, and then also clear out my inbox before the weekend begins. So that's what a normal CEO day looks like for me. I try to knock all of that out before lunchtime, and then I have the rest of the day to go get my nails done or to take a nap or just chill. But today is going to be a little bit different because I do have some other work that I need to get done before this week is over, just so that I can stay on my kind of plan that I have here. So in addition to doing my CEO day tags, I need to map out this new site plan, and then also I need to email a few people about being a guest on the podcast. I haven't had guests on the podcast in a really long time. So when the pandemic hit, my daughter wasn't in daycare, so I really didn't have the time or the capacity to do like podcast episodes. And then I did a lot of shifting in my brand, so I wanted to do more solo episodes just so people could get a feel of like the path I was on and, you know, like some of the new messaging that I was trying to put out there. But since I am now doing these vlogs, I figured it would be a good time for me to go ahead and get some more people on the podcast. So that's what I have to work on today. If you're wondering what tools I am using, I use, I don't know if you can see it, ClickUp to organize all of like my CEO day tasks. So I have them on like a recurring schedule, so it reminds me every single Friday of everything that I need to do. And then I also use ClickUp too for when I'm planning out big projects. So I put all of the tasks for each project inside of ClickUp, and then I usually set a deadline for when I want things to be done. I have used a lot of different project management systems in the past, but ClickUp has been by far the best. I can do a video on that later on if you guys would like to see that. But yeah, that is what I am working on today. So I mentioned mapping out my site. So I guess I could talk a little bit about that. So when I'm trying to figure out where to start, a little while ago, almost a year, it'd actually be a year in end of September, I switched our community platform for the Purpose to Service Academy over to like a custom built self-hosted WordPress site, which like I did by myself. I used this awesome template called Buddy Boss, which I loved. It's amazing. And it's been amazing. I love it, but there are still a lot of features that it doesn't have that I want. So that's one of the reasons. Two, I sent out like our normal quarterly survey to my clients inside of the program just to ask them like what they thought about the program so far. Was there anything that they would like to see changed? And a lot of them said that they didn't find the site to be user-friendly like it should. Yeah, they gave me a lot of feedback on like the website. So they didn't say it was user-friendly. And then they also said that they wish there was some type of like app component to go with it, just so that they can like access the community on the go and not have to like log into the site every time. So with some thinking, with that, and then also with me wanting more ease in my life, in my business, literally every aspect of me, I am wanting more ease. I realized that managing a WordPress site on your own is a lot more work than what I originally thought it would be and what I originally wanted it to be. So like just yesterday, my site crashed when I was trying to update WordPress. And that means I have to take time out of my day, out of time, things that I'm doing to make sure that gets fixed. And then you have to keep the plugins updated. And then the platform that I am using, or the theme that I am using, you can have an app built with it, but that has been a process. Like trying to get the app done has been a process. So I just want more ease. And yes, I could hire somebody to do all of that for me, but I have other areas in my business, I feel right now, that where I need to hire, or where hiring is going to be more important than just having someone to keep up a website for me. So that's where I would rather put my energy into, like a community manager or a marketing manager or a social media manager. Like if I'm going to hire, I would like for my energy to go in those places and not necessarily someone who can just make sure my site doesn't crash. So with feedback I got from the community, with me just wanting more ease as well, I have decided to move over to a new platform, which this is not the first time that my community has had to move to a new platform, but I'm mapping everything out now so that when they get over to the new site, I think I'm going to be going back to Mighty Networks, which I can't believe I'm saying this because when we were on it before, I absolutely hated it. But they have made a ton of improvements over the past year. So I'm really excited to be able to now do what I want to do on their platform. They manage it, they control it. We get an app. I can still do courses and things like that inside of my program, and everyone will be on one site, and it's going to give me more ease. Like, I'm not going to have to worry about updating a site. If something goes wrong, I can just contact customer service. So yeah, we are moving. We're moving again. And I love each and every person inside of the program now because they're always up for like my random shenanigans. So I'm going to make that big migration over in August. So they can get situated and acclimated to the new space for when we open up the applications in October. So we are moving. So once I finish up some of these like site plans, so I write everything down on paper first. So like all the essential pages I want, what I need to do, anything that I need to put into that space, I write it down. I even will sometimes like sketch it out just because, again, my brain works better when I put pen to paper. So yeah, I will show you what those plans look like, and I can kind of show you behind the scenes of like what our community looks like now and then what it will look like on the new platform too. But I gotta get to work. So we're back at Monday. I dropped the ball on Friday with like documenting all the things that I was doing, but I ended up getting really busy and like getting really deep into work. So I didn't vlog through it, but it was menial stuff. Y'all probably don't even care about some of the stuff I was doing. So back at Monday, Mondays are typically also slow days for me just because it's Monday. But today I have to write newsletters. So it's a newsletter going out to like my main email list, and then also our community newsletter for the Purpose to Service Academy, which is where I just talk about any updates, any conversations we're having, events that are coming up for the week. So it's like a normal Monday newsletter for them. And then what else do I have to do today? Oh, I'm going to work on the community site because I told you guys that we were moving. And then also I'm going to edit this vlog for the week. So yeah, I'll do a recap in a few of like everything that I've accomplished this past week for the launch, just in case you guys want to know where I am with my, launch to-do list, which is very long. So yeah, I need to actually plan out my week first though. So like opening up my planner. Yeah, and then I'll show you guys what our site looks like now, maybe. So I shared in a video a couple of weeks ago that I experienced something called premenstrual dysphoric disorder every month. So premenstrual dysphoric disorder, for those who didn't see that video, is basically just extreme PMS, like the week before my period starts. So I get really depressed. Anxiety is usually on 10. I feel like I am in like a fog most of the time. So I've been learning how to kind of work my business around that and what I need to do in order to be able to be my best personally during those weeks. So this week is supposed to be that week. Right now, I feel pretty good. I woke up this morning, I worked out, I journaled, I put on a little bit of makeup to kind of, give myself a boost. So that is definitely helping. But I never know at really what point during this week where it's going to hit me the hardest. So one of the things that I'm learning how to do is make the most of the days where I feel really good. So I don't necessarily plan out an entire week. I just go day by day. So like today, I feel really good. So I am going to knock out as much as I can today before I go pick up my daughter from daycare. Tomorrow, maybe different. I don't know. So I plan day by day versus planning for the entire week when I'm in this week, because I don't know when the fog is going to hit. I don't know when I'm not going to feel like myself. I don't know when, I'm going to struggle to get up and do anything. So I try to give myself a lot of grace, do what I can, focus on what I can, and then really just make the most out of the days where I feel really, really good. This is another good reason of why I pushed back the launch date for the community, because I actually planned it to launch during my fog week, as I call it, which would not have been good. Like I don't know what I was thinking, but that would not have been good at all. So I'm planning around that. Like that's just what I'm doing right now until I can figure out another solution. I'm just figuring out how to plan my life around it until, me and my therapists and doctors can figure out what else can be done. All right, so I just got off of my Monday mastermind meeting, which went really, really well. I meet with a couple of different women throughout the week. So this month or today's mastermind, we meet bi-weekly. I have a group of amazing women who we also meet on Wednesdays, and then I have an accountability buddy who I meet on every Thursday. It may sound like a lot, but I promise you I get so filled up in different ways from each of these groups. So community is very, very important, especially having a community of people who understand what you're going through and who can like cheer you on and talk you off the ledge. Important. May have to do a video on that later, but I told y'all I was going to show you what our current community site looks like, and also how I'm like planning out our new site. So I've talked about this before, but just from like feedback we've gotten, I am making the switch to a new platform, which will be easier to navigate, hopefully, for my members, but also a lot more ease on me. So right now, our current community is hosted through WordPress. It was like pretty much just built. I did most of all of the building actually. So very basic kind of setup, but I did it all myself. But one of the things that kind of annoys me with hosting on WordPress is that, again, I've talked about this before, is that I have to manage it all. And I want more ease in my life. And if I was running a business that I potentially wanted to sell, then I would continue on with the custom site. But this isn't something that I want to sell. Like I feel like when my season of coaching is over, whenever that may be, I will just lay it to rest peacefully. So I'm not too pressed about that. But I'm going to show you a little bit overview of what our community looks like. All right, so as you can see, I am on the home page of our community site. So this is the first thing that people see when they log in. It's cute. She's cute. We have our actual community here, and this is one of the big things that I was getting from like our feedback, is that the community was kind of confusing because it is broken up into like forums. So if you have a question, you post it in this particular forum, and a lot of people said that kind of felt all over the place. And then we have some things over here where they can submit feedback requests, get the latest news. There is a member directory here where they can get to know other members. And then also our courses. So it's pretty basic. Again, there are a few things that I didn't like about our platform. One, there's no notifications. So there are email notifications, but a lot of people don't get them for some reason. They keep going to spam, and I have not figured out how to stop them from going to spam. There's a thing with the app, which I really do feel like everything should be focused on mobile first these days, and y'all, getting the app for this platform has honestly been hell. Like, something keeps going wrong, and then they said there was an issue with like trying to get it submitted to the app stores, and that was just annoying. So again, I am switching because I want more ease. And I can share more about this later, but I actually did decide to move to Mighty Networks, which is an all-in-one platform where you can have both community and host your courses, and it comes with an app for both Apple and Android. So that's going to be super easy. It is hosted by them, it is managed by them. So if I have any issues, I can just send in, like, you know, customer service message. So ease is what I am wanting. I want to make things as easy as possible with this program so that I can put more emphasis on writing and eventually launching this book. So yeah, that is like a little peek at what our community looks like. I have created, though, a map of how I want kind of like everything that's going to have to go into the new site. So like all of the site pages is basically what this is, and I made it to be like a little checklist. And then I really don't need to like map it out like visually like I had to do the WordPress site, because there's only so much that I can do other than like creating graphics to really like customize it and make it look more like my brand for the new site. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on for the next week, so that hopefully within the next 2 weeks, I can go ahead and start getting our current members moved over. I just announced it to them in today's email, and they seem like they are super excited to be on the new platform. So I will definitely keep you guys updated on what that process looks like. All right, so let me just kind of recap what this past week looked like. Like, what did I get done in this past week? So one, I mapped out like my launch dates and like restructured what my launch dates are going to be looking like. So we're actually going to be launching or opening up applications for the program in October now instead of September like originally planned. I made a big decision, which I am still very much praying on. So it's not a solid decision, but I pretty much made a decision on the Living Over Existing book, which is, I don't know if I said that. Did I say that? The book. I think I'm going to launch it in early 2022 instead of trying to rush and fit it in to launch this year before the holidays. So that was a really big decision for me. And again, I do not like making decisions. I just don't like doing it. What else did I do? I also I started like mapping out, like I just showed you, mapping out like what needs to go over onto the new site, and like kind of made a checklist of everything that's going to have to be done for that. But I think is that all? I think that's all that I did this week as far as like launch stuff. Of course, I still had to check in with my clients. Of course, I still, you know, BS'd on social media for a while, but you know, that's every other day. But if you guys have any questions about this week, what I got done, any of the decisions I made or anything that I showed you guys, please like leave a comment or your questions in the like comment section below. I would love to chat with you guys there. Also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and like set your alerts so that you don't miss out on these weekly vlogs. All right, see y'all next week.